Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're breaking down the absolute anatomy of a comeback. We'll be looking at source material that tracks three totally different people from completely different walks of life. But they all have this one insane thing in common. They each took soul-crushing, humiliating rejection and somehow engineered it into absolutely undeniable success. It's like a masterclass in resilience. So let's dive right in and unpack exactly how they flip their darkest moments into absolute triumphs and figure out the blueprint behind it all.
So imagine this for a second. What do you actually do when the world is literally laughing at your empty pockets? I mean, really try to feel that visceral sting of being mocked just for the circumstances you were born into. Our source material first introduces us to this young kid, Kabir. He's growing up in deep poverty. We're talking shoes with holes in them, carrying a torn school bag, the whole 9 yards. But honestly, the hunger wasn't even the worst part. It was the mockery. Whenever Kabir dared to even mention his big dreams, the people around him, they just laughed. They'd look at his torn bag, look at his empty hands, and basically tell him he had absolutely no right to dream big.
And you know, this perfectly captures the core conflict every underdog has to face. On one side, society sets this incredibly low bar, right? Just earn bread for the next day. People told Kabir that a kid with nothing should strictly focus on just surviving. But hidden away, he had this completely different, massive vision to actually change his destiny. Deep down, he knew his future wasn't permanently glued to his present reality. The crucial takeaway here is that massive contrast. It's what the world demands you accept versus that inner fire you absolutely refuse to let die.
Which brings us to Phase 1, rejection as a catalyst. Let's look at how this played out for another young guy. 10 rupees. That was the price of the tiny water bottles this boy was out there trying to sell in the blistering, brutal heat, just trying to keep his family afloat. He's walking from shop to shop getting shooed away left and right. Finally, he asks this big grocery store owner if he can be a daily supplier. Well, the shopkeeper looks him up and down and just aggressively chases him out. I mean, he actively mocks him in front of a laughing crowd, screaming that a poor kid like him could never be a real company. The kid walked away crying, sure, but in that exact intense moment of humiliation, a really defiant thought sparked. He vowed that one day he'd build a real company and sell his bottles in that exact same shop.
Okay, let's pivot to our third story. Enter Bihari. He's an arrogant food stall owner who notoriously overcharges his customers and underpays his staff. Now contrast him with Gopal, a super talented, hardworking chef who's basically the single reason Bihari's business is booming. But when Gopal politely and fairly asks for his rightful wages because of the crazy workload, Bihari doesn't just say no. He totally insults Gopal, treats him like absolute dirt, and chases him off, even threatening him if he ever comes back. So just like our water boy, Gopal is pushed right to the absolute edge.
Now, jumping back to Kabir's story for a second, there's this incredible moment where an old wise teacher named Guruji finds him crying down by the river. Guruji hands Kabir a mirror and hits him with this incredibly profound question. He asks, "Can you see the fire hidden behind that pain?" See, he explained that society is always going to try and throw dust on your mirror to make you feel worthless. They actually want you to focus on the dirt. But Guruji's lesson was crystal clear here. You have to look deeper, see your true self, and relentlessly protect that hidden fire.
So how do we protect it? That takes us to Phase 2, the relentless grind.
Listen, Kabir didn't just magically jump from extreme poverty to being a CEO overnight, right? His grueling path started literally at the bottom, washing dirty glasses at a local tea shop just to survive. From there, he hustled to learn mechanic skills and opened up this tiny little mobile repair corner. After that, he saved literally every single rupee he could, sacrificing sleep, skipping meals, studying under a dim, flickering light, until he could finally open a small electronics shop. And then, taking everything he made and reinvesting it again, he launched his own highly successful brand of mobile accessories. The lesson? Real success is built sequentially, step by step, through brutal, totally unseen sacrifices.
And we see literally the exact same strategic hustle with our water boy. He didn't just wander around aimlessly after being publicly humiliated. First, he got strategic. He observed exactly which bottles sold best and paid attention to how the shopkeepers communicated. Then he obsessively saved his tiny profit margins. Step 3, he started sourcing better quality bottles. And eventually, he printed his own custom labels. He literally built a legitimate bottling unit from the ground up just by paying close attention to all the little details everyone else completely ignored.
Which brings us right back to Gopal. He took a huge leap of faith, securing a 1 lakh rupee loan to open his own food stall right down the street from his old toxic boss. And honestly, the economics of his comeback were brilliant. While Bihari was sitting there, arrogant, charging 200 rupees for completely average food,
Gopal took a different route. He treated every single customer with massive respect and charged just 100 rupees for food that people swore tasted like magic. By simply trusting his skills and offering unbelievable value, Gopal systematically dismantled his old boss's business.
But, and this is a big but, the grind isn't just about putting in the work. It's also about surviving the people who actively want to see you fail. When Bihari saw his customers jumping ship to Gopal's stall, he didn't try to make his own food better. Nope, he went straight for sabotage. He actually tracked down the moneylender who gave Gopal that 1 lakh rupee loan and manipulated him into demanding the money back weeks early. Bihari was hoping to instantly bankrupt Gopal and completely ruin him. It just goes to show, the road to success is almost never free of people trying to derail you.
And that leads us to Phase 3, the quiet victory.
Fast forward a few years, and the water boy experiences this absolutely incredible full-circle moment. He pulls up in his own company car, having successfully built a highly recognized premium water brand in the city. He walks straight into that exact same massive grocery store that had so brutally rejected him. And the shopkeeper? He didn't even recognize the wealthy, confident man standing in front of him. When asked if he'd stocked the water, the shopkeeper enthusiastically agreed, even praising the brand's quality. You guys, the boy had literally become a premium supplier to the very shop that once told him he was absolutely nothing.
It really highlights this profound realization from the source material. True victory is when you don't have to shout to prove yourself. Think about it. The water boy didn't even reveal his identity. He didn't scream at the shopkeeper or rub his newfound wealth in the guy's face. He just smiled, said thank you, and walked right out. He felt that massive win completely silently. Just his existence, his successful brand, that was the ultimate, irrefutable revenge.
So wait, what actually happened to Gopal when his loan was sabotaged? Right when he was on the brink of losing absolutely everything and closing down his dhaba, he got some seriously unexpected backup. His older brother, the one the whole family had sacrificed everything to put through school, suddenly shows up. And he didn't just show up. He arrived wearing a full police officer's uniform. The brother stepped right in, cooked the food flawlessly to keep the doors open, and when the bullying Bihari came strutting over to gloat and threaten Gopal again, the brother stepped out in full uniform. Bihari was absolutely terrified. He literally ran away, never to bother Gopal ever again. Sometimes, relentless hard work summons the perfect support exactly when you need it.
If we zoom out and look at the life-changing outcomes for all 3 of these men, it's pretty staggering. Kabir's business empire now means his sick mother gets top-tier medical care, and his aging father never has to work a tough day in the fields again. The water boy? He's a highly respected enterprise owner. And Gopal owns a thriving, completely independent dhaba, totally free from toxic bosses. All 3 of these guys completely rewrote their destinies for one simple reason. They trusted their inner fire way more than society's rejection.
So, wrapping up everything we've looked at today, I think we can really redefine what success is. Success is the active, daily act of keeping your mirror clean and fueling your hidden fire despite the world's constant attempts to cover it in dust. Guruji's lesson really is the ultimate takeaway here. The world is always going to try and tell you that you aren't enough. But you, and literally only you, are in control of your reflection and your true self-worth. I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Your next chapter begins the exact moment you dare to think big. So, are you ready to start today? Because that dust on your mirror, it doesn't define you. The empty pockets certainly don't define you. What actually defines you is your willingness to wipe that dust away, embrace the relentless grind, and let your silent victory speak volumes. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Get out there and start your own comeback today.